All right, this is test fire number 1 of the railgun with 12 volt power supply. Going to give it a moment to charge the capacitors. Yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1, fire. Firing again. Was somewhat uneventful. So this is Railgun version 2.0. Had to redesign the other one because it wasn't firing at all. So we still have the same basic setup. Got a 12 volt power supply connected to this capacitor bank, charging it. One thing that's different is now we have a switch, and before, instead of having a closed rail, we have an open rail, and the projectile is a little different. It is a piece of thin aluminum that slides onto the barrel like this. This is essentially made out of this sheet of aluminum that's been folded up and had this notch cut out of it to save weight. I found that the extra weight was difficult for the railgun to accelerate and would cause problems. So we've got a light projectile. It has larger contact area on the rails. It wraps around the outside, which helps to ensure that it stays on the rail instead of popping off when there are any arcs. And this design has proven to be much more effective. I've had probably 20 shots so far. Every now and then it'll stick and not shoot. Hopefully this one will work. So all you do to fire it, turn on the power supply. Takes only a few moments to charge up the capacitor bank, and then when we're ready to fire, we just flip the switch. 3, 2, 1, fire. And there we go. And then we turn the switch off. To deactivate the rails, we can slide the projectile back on and fire again. Oh, that time I didn't have it lined up well, so it actually arced a bit and welded it to the rail. So one key thing to making sure that it works is that the projectile has to be able to slide fairly freely. If it cannot, then it will just stick to the rail. So try it again. And 3, 2, 1, fire. So every now and then the rails have to be resurfaced with some sandpaper, because you probably can't see it in the video, but where it arcs to the aluminum foil, it often will leave a bit of aluminum foil behind. As long as it is on the rail correctly and not too tight, it works really well. I seem to be having about 1 out of 2 getting it to come off.